I have made close to $10,000 since November of last year doing data annotation after I put my kids to bed at night and on the weekends. And this video is going to be everything you could possibly want or need to know about data annotation in one spot as clearly and concisely as possible. In this video, I'm going to go over what data annotation is, how to get started, tips and tricks for the assessment, pay and taxes, and then some frequently asked questions. Before I get too far into it, I'm Chelsea. I share remote work positions, side hustles at work, and ways to make money from home. So if those are things that interest you, just hit that follow button. And if you could like and save this video, engage with it as much as possible, share it with anybody who you think it might be important to. Those things are hugely helpful to me as a creator. Let's get into it. What is data annotation? There is a lot of nuance to it, but the too long didn't read version is very simply testing, training, and evaluating AI chatbots. How do we get started? So there are a ton of data annotation platforms. There's Remotasks, AI Tasks, ClickWorks, just to name a few. The platform that I personally use and all of the information that's within this video is going to be about dataannotation.tech. The assessment. So once you've completed the application portion, you will be pushed onto another page where you are given the option to take two assessments. One assessment is going to be the core assessment, and if you complete that one and are brought on, your jobs will start at $20 an hour. There's also going to be a coding assessment. If you know how to code, those jobs will start at $40 an hour for you. The assessment is an incredible representation of the work that you will be required to do on the platform. So if you don't like the test or you think the test is incredibly hard or tedious, you should stop right there and don't waste your time, because you are not going to enjoy the work and you won't be successful in it. Here are my assessment tips. I'm going to keep this really short and sweet. I did do a longer video on this if you are interested in looking at that, but I think these are the most important points. So first and foremost, every single question has an answer, and it is available to you on the internet. Some might take more digging than others, but you will be able to find an answer to every single question if you dig enough on the internet. In the same vein as that, use Google for every single question. Even if you think you know it, just use Google. Double check all of your answers, your grammar, and your spelling. Make sure you're paying attention to every single detail they provide to you in the prompts. Everything is relevant. And that's it for my tips on the assessment. Let's talk pay and taxes. So on this platform, you're going to be responsible for recording and submitting your time. After 7 days, they will approve and release those funds to you. You will be required to have a PayPal account, because when they release the funds to you, they will send them to a PayPal account where you can then transfer them to your bank. PayPal will provide you with a 1099 at the end of the year for taxes. As a 1099 contractor, you will not pay taxes as you're compensated. You will be required to reconcile your taxes next year during tax season. You do have the option as a 1099 contracted employee to pay estimated taxes quarterly. I am not a tax professional and I am not a financial advisor, but I will tell you what I do personally. I save 30% of all of my income and I put that into a high yield savings account. Then next year, come April, when I pay my tax bill, I will have that money set off to the side, and hopefully some of the interest that I've earned will just be a little extra for me. So lastly, I'm just going to answer some questions that I've seen really frequently. And the first one is, do you need a computer or can you use an iPad or a phone? I would say you can probably use your phone to take the assessment, but after that, it's going to be really, really challenging to do the work on your phone. You might be able to use an iPad if you have an external keyboard. I personally use a 15-inch laptop, and there are times that I find I don't even have enough room on my screen to see all of the things that I want to see at the same time. So no to a phone, maybe to an iPad, definitely to a computer. Probably the most popular question is, how long does it take to get a response? I heard back within a week. Recently, I've been hearing from people that it's taken anywhere from 4 days to upwards of 2 weeks. That is probably the biggest complaint about the company that I do data annotation with, and it is just the fact that they don't let you know if you're not accepted. They only tell people if they're approved. And the last question I'm going to answer is, do they train you? There is an onboarding where you do sort of like a qualification that teaches you how to use the platform. And then within every project, there are explicit instructions. And several of the projects that I've started working on, they bring you into team chats so you can see what other people are doing. You can ask questions from other workers or admins, things of that nature. So you won't be lost. There is a lot more guidance, obviously, than on the assessment. But a formal training, no. All right, I hope that clears up any questions you might have had about data annotation. Let me know your experience if you've done it or if you're going to try it in the comments. Bye.